My name is Stacy Smith, and I am the co-founder of Fight Song, and I'm here today to talk about hidden barriers and how they keep us from effectively supporting students and how we can overcome them. I overcame bullying in high school and undiagnosed mental health issues several years after I graduated, but in reflecting on my own experience, I found key points in my schooling that I was both failed and amazingly supported. I decided to apply my background in communication development and figure out how to facilitate social emotional skill building and data gathering through reporting methods similar to those already in use for emergencies. The crisis text line really did save my life between the ages of 15 and 26. And it wasn't until I worked with my parents on this project that they found out how much I had actually used it, and the fact that even though we're a really close family, I had never talked about my own behavioral and emotional issues with them. And for our reason, it was because I was afraid of disappointing my parents or downplaying my problems and thinking that I didn't have any issues. This is just how everyone felt, and I didn't really need to talk about it. And unfortunately, that was not the case. And that's what we're trying to develop now, is getting students comfortable with talking about these things, realizing that sometimes it's not normal to feel the way you're feeling, and how to reach out, talk about those issues, and get the help you need. The biggest thing that we want to talk about is the fact that you should be building an open dialogue with your students and helping them realize that you are a judgment-free person. You are going to validate their emotions and you are trustworthy, but mostly that you're not going to put them down and you're going to support them through whatever situation they are in. This little graphic here shows the differences between certain linguistical techniques, basically how you're talking to someone and how they perceive what you're saying, and how to have a conversation without accidentally offending someone or making it seem like you don't care. As a kid, I had a lot of these issues with how to maintain a conversation and how not to get offended when I could tell someone was obviously just going through the motions of a conversation. And usually whenever you have someone that's talking nice or talking tough, that's things like, oh, that's nice, it's okay, it's gonna be okay, or you should just man up. Those are pretty much examples of talking nice and talking tough, and those are really not productive in helping students realize that they have help from you and that you're going to support them through it. A better way to approach it is with the flow dialogue and critical debate, really facilitating the conversation, having them think about why they're talking about these emotions, what could possibly be factoring into it, and thinking about the bigger picture and more of the creative flowing thought. And those are really the key things to being able to build an open dialogue, is following that graph. And as long as you stay up in the upper right-hand quadrant area, then pretty much your conversation is going to flow and your students are going to perceive you as a trustworthy and non-judgmental person. So after that, that's just how you have a conversation with them without accidentally having preconceived notions coming through. After that, you want to model the actual social emotional learning that you have taught to the students in elementary and middle school. Now you want them to see your teachers doing it, seeing them talk through issues with each other, not yelling at other students, and really being the driving, modeling how to be a social emotional skilled person. And the big thing about modeling those behaviors is sometimes students don't know what you mean when you just explain it, like how not to hit someone or how to talk to someone without offending them. And sometimes it takes you modeling it for them and then watching you do it a couple times before they learn, oh, that's how I have a conversation. This is how I should act when I'm talking to someone, for them to not think that I'm closed off and shut down. another important thing is if your teachers have a toxic culture among them, that is definitely going to feed over into the student body. So if you have teachers fighting with each other, a lot of gossip and kind of things like that going on, then the students are going to start modeling that behavior instead, and then you're going to have a much more toxic culture in your student population. And the easiest way to look at how your teachers are acting and how the administrators are modeling these behaviors is really through the self-reflection and mindfulness, basically practicing what you preach and admit that you make mistakes as a person. When you make one, laugh it off, show students that mistakes aren't the end of the world and it shouldn't cause as much anxiety as it does with them these days. And basically we're wanting to teach students how to take back their own lives from bullies, harassment, and emotional distress while giving them the tools to be better people in the future, be able to handle bullying in the workplace. They could handle situations, emergency situations versus just reporting to Crime Stoppers. And it really does bleed over into their everyday life. So this is Fight Song, and we like to say that it's reporting, supporting, and overcoming. So first the student reports something. If they're having issues with a test, they're having stressors, or maybe someone's pulling their hair every day and they won't stop no matter what they say. But they can send in these issues to the counselors or administrators who can have a conversation with them, a back and forth detailing what exactly are the issues that they're facing, what are the things that are upsetting them, and how to actually overcome that themselves and how you can support them through this without just fixing it for them. Because when students expect you to just fix the bullying issue for them, unfortunately no one wins then. The bully just gets sent away, or the victim then becomes the victim. And basically it's a really polarizing way to treat people when you could just have a conversation and figure out what the basis for these emotions are coming from. So the big thing that Fight Song wants to facilitate, other than the student and counselor conversations, is creating a support network at school. So when a student is feeling distressed, alone, angry, violent possibly, they know they have a place to reach out. And whenever, as a student, I would always hear people say, talk to an adult. And I was always confused by what that meant, because sometimes you'd reach out to a teacher and they would say, I don't know anything about that and I can't help you. And instead of just being like, hey, talk to the counselor, or, oh, you're having issues with like stress or depression, you should use Fight Song to message your counselor. And if it's like violence or vandalism, use Crime Stoppers to contact your administrators or the police. And setting up these different pipelines that students can use to contact the correct resources. And really giving them the clear options and the structure for this helps them actually use the systems and not be confused about if they should report an incident because technically it's not that bad yet. We don't want students waiting until they feel like it needs to be reported. And so for more information, you can visit us at fightsong.com. You can follow us on social media at fightsongapp.com. That's Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Also, email us at contactus@fightsong.com, or you can email me personally at stacy@fightsong.com. We love to talk about our product and absolutely love hearing feedback on how we can better improve counselor and students' experiences across the board. Thank you and have a great day.